It's the Animal Crossing podcast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. We've also got Tom Nook's favorite Belle. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
That's Belle, of course. And the girl who loves Axel's midriff as much as his goofy smile. What's going on, Jen?
I'm doing good.
If you guys are watching, he's walking around right now. If you're just listening, you can't see his midriff. Oh, look at that little tail. Maybe you like that better.
Yeah.
You got
the So we're off to a great start here on the Animal Crossing podcast. We don't even remember what episode it is, but there's leaves falling. We're sitting on the beach and we're getting ready to enjoy some turkey, but not Animal Crossing because the turkey's fixing the meal.
Yeah. Probably won't be eating turkey.
Probably eating a lot of pumpkins and mushrooms.
Yep.
Yeah. So Jen, how was your week? How's Animal Crossing?
Good. Still busy. Working away.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. She's giving me kind of a weird look right now. Belle, how was your week? How's Animal Crossing?
It's been really good. I've turned it on and left it so I could rack up those hours. I really haven't done anything.
Yes, I have to be honest. Nintendo has put out so much stuff for me to play recently that Animal Crossing had to go on the back burner, unfortunately. But this holiday weekend, we're gonna get some time in for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got a deadline. December 1st is coming.
Yeah, exactly. So I have some work to do as well. Before we jump into this, our Animal Crossing presets. If you want your photos to look amazing on Instagram, head on over to n64josh.com/ACIG. And these are for Lightroom. You just download these photos, you save the preset, and then you're able to apply these presets to your Animal Crossing photos. And as long as you know how to, maybe you don't know how to get your photos. Well, if you snap a screenshot in game, you can then tweet it to yourself or throw it in Facebook. Then you can download that to your phone or screenshot it again and then drop it into Lightroom, make it look pretty with our presets. That's n64josh.com/ACIG. The Discord is a great place to come hang out. And we've got something kind of cool in our Discord that I don't know that you're going to find in every Discord, but there is a certain somebody, aka Hoffman, who has an island dedicated strictly to cataloging, and he has every item available. And so you can join the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord, and then just at Hoffman, and he's usually like, yeah, the island's open. Go ahead, just go. And he has it set up. Jen, you just did it. Tell me about it. Belle did it too, but tell us about it, Jen.
It's pretty amazing. A little overwhelming, but amazing. Like, he spent over 220 hours putting this island together. And so he has it all organized, alphabetical order, and it's in groups of 9. So you can just stand there and pick all 9 things up and then drop all 9 things and move to the next section. And it's pretty amazing. It takes over 3 hours to do it.
It's like a 3-hour tour.
It is like a 3-hour tour.
There it is.
Yeah, it's pretty fun though.
And he's also working on he just ordered another Switch Lite and another copy of the game, and he's going to be making a clothing island that will have all of the clothes. So you'll be able to have a complete catalog for free. Nobody's charging you. We've heard I guess there was some little drama in the Animal Crossing community with him.
Well, there's other groups that, like, there are people that charge for that sort of thing, and so he doesn't, and not everybody is a fan of that because then it makes them look bad, but, I think kindness goes a long way, so, yeah. It's and he usually does have it open, and if not, he'll open it up, so it's pretty fun.
Yeah. Belle, what'd you think when you jumped in and did it?
Oh, man, I was so overwhelmed. I didn't even move for what felt like 8 minutes. I had to have support going through it, but it's definitely an OCD person's dream because it's just perfectly set up, like Jen was saying. You don't have to put any thought into it. You just go and you just do it. And then if you can't make it all the way through, like I wasn't able to, you could just leave and just remember where you left off and then contact Hoffman and he'll let you right back in. He's really amazing.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet. Pretty awesome. So shout out to Hoffman for that. Thank you so much. That's really, really cool. the last thing, if you guys want to head over to youtube.com/N64Josh, subscribe to me there. You could be watching this video there for all I know, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. But I got some chill Animal Crossing music. I'm trying to put up tunes on the regular where, and I keep getting messages from people like, I listened to this all night. Thank you so much. Like, I just got one of those today. You know, like it's just music from the game and the nature sounds from the game. Like right now where we're sitting, we can hear the waves crashing a little bit. And so I'll just sit and film an area for about a half hour. And those are up for you guys to check out. I also make sure no ads play in the middle of them. So there are at the beginning and the end, but there's nothing in the middle. So it doesn't disturb. You get a full half hour of chill Animal Crossing music. So
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
I love the Animal Crossing music.
yeah, same.
I love it.
And I've even gone back to my Southern Hemisphere and done some of the where it's acoustic guitar still.
Oh.
So you're getting some of the music that you don't get any longer once you have resident services.
I
so
was kind of sad about that.
same. I really enjoyed that other
Yeah,
music.
I
So,
did too. That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah. So we thought it would be kind of fun to talk about the kind of community events that Nintendo could put on for us, because they do a really good job with games like Splatoon and Smash, even ARMS, Mario Kart, Mario Tennis Aces just had a tournament. Like they're dipping their toes in the water of more community focused events. And Animal Crossing leads itself to such a wide array of community events that would not only revitalize the community, but give us a reason to do certain things that maybe we have no reason to do anymore, like collect fossils or hunt bugs. If you have the whole Critterpedia and you don't need money, there's not a lot of reason to do it, right? So I wanted to come up with some ideas, and you guys, we're going to flesh these out right here on the podcast. They've seen the list, but we haven't really broken them down much. And so some of these may be completely bad ideas, and they're going to tell me, don't you worry. I know they will. But the first thing that came to mind is I don't need to collect fossils any longer. And I was wondering if like a fossil collecting festival would be something that could be kind of fun. Maybe there's a new character they introduce that's really into archaeology or something like that. And we know on a certain day he's showing up. So we need to have fossils collected because then he will give us some kind of rare items, or, you know, that a lot of this would be based around things that like you couldn't get, like kind of like the fishing tournament where you can only get those items by completing the fishing tournament, and just give us a reason to do fossils again. Jen, what do you think about doing something with fossils, or maybe what kind of ideas would you have?
I do like that idea. I will mention the reason I continue to collect fossils, even though I don't need them in my museum, though, is because I still get them assessed and I gift wrap them and I give them to my neighbors in order to get their picture. And so, with just that little side note, that is why I keep collecting my fossils. But I could see where if that's not a priority to somebody, like there does need to be a reason to, like, because they still show up. And yeah, I mean, I guess you can sell them, but yeah, I like that idea.
Belle, what do you think? How would you like iterate on it?
Okay, well, I have a question first. Do both of you have your badges completed as far as assessing your fossil?
Badges?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the stamps.
The
Oh,
stinking badges.
I mean, I think I would do. My museum's full. My
So
fossils
it's not like
are.
that's not like a huge thing to go and pick up fossils to try to get the badges if you don't already have it.
I'd have to look.
I think
I don't know.
that Animal Crossing is going to give us a reason to start digging up fossils again. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But in the meantime, I just thought of a really cool thing that I think would be fun to get the community involved and stuff, because I love this kind of stuff. But what if we hid fossils all around the island, okay? And we had, what's the max people that can come over to your island? Like 8?
8, I believe.
I would think. And then
Yeah.
you had one like special thing that was buried on the island, and whoever got that got some kind of prize.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
A little bit way off course
It's-
here, but
No, and if you can do that with people you trust, it's great. But I had to revoke best friend privileges to most people because they would come over and dig up my trees, break all my rocks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's true. Because
Whoa.
you have to be best friends to be able to dig.
yeah. So that's why I tell people if we're doing a fishing tournament or something, I'm like, don't bring your bait because you're not digging. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Because it's just too hard to try to like, oh, I trust this person and I don't trust this person, and this person's new on Twitch, and so I'll let them come in. And so, you know, it's just safer for me to not let, because they could trash
Oh,
my
yeah, for
island,
sure.
you know. So
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer. I kind of wonder. Yeah, I guess that is. As I say, I wonder if they could make a feature where you could just turn that off. But I guess that is what the best friend feature essentially
well,
is.
they could make beach digging access okay. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
oh, that's true.
just allow people to dig clams, but
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
anything else. Like,
Yeah.
I would think that would be possible. So, but so I think Bell has inside information, and it sounds like if you want inside information, you can look some things up online to see what data miners have found. If you don't want to be spoiled, like Jen doesn't want anything spoiled. She doesn't want to know, so she's not. But if you do want to know, there are ways to go and maybe see what Nintendo has in the works. The other thing with fossils is one of the big points of frustration right now for me is red. And it would be nice if I could maybe have Blathers assess fossils, and when I completed one, I could then ship that to Red and he would ship a painting back.
oh,
Right?
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Or something like that, like where there could be some kind of a trade, or if it was like almost like in Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, you can put items up for sale and people can come purchase them,
right.
right? So it's almost like an eBay system
Yeah, that's true.
in Animal
I
Crossing.
think that's actually genius because I know you can. There's different websites. I don't know. I think Nookazon is one of them. I've not
Mhm.
really used them, but I've looked at a few of them and I feel like they kind of overwhelm me. So I'm like, eh. But that's kind of, I like that idea because Pocket Camp does do that. You just click on it and you can add it to your little basket, I think it is, and then people that on your friends list can purchase it. And I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely encourage community. You would have to get people, get more people added to your friends list and make sure that they're,
Yeah.
that they're people that play Animal Crossing, which is a whole other, like, another frustration for me. The friends list is always, I play with so many people in Mario Kart that my friends list is always full. So like, I know I've removed people that friended me just for Animal Crossing, but there's not a lot of
Yeah.
Animal Crossing does one of those things that's great where it's like you can just use the dodo code, right, to have people
Right.
visit.
Which is
And
super
so
nice.
yeah, and so maybe it would have to be outside of the friends list, or maybe they come up with they have the best friend list. It'd be nice if there was maybe even a just strictly an Animal Crossing friends list, similar to the way Fortnite does, where you have your epic friend list, and then versus just being on the Switch itself.
Yeah, or I wonder if somehow it could be tied to like your dream code or something,
That'd be another thing too. Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that. Or maybe it could just be completely random. You just go to a store that people have put stuff in. Like you just say, "Hey, I'm going to upload this," and they pick the prices. Maybe they say what it is so that you don't really rip people off. And this is something that was in New Leaf
I was gonna say
at
yeah.
retail or whatever, right? You could put items at the little swap meet or whatever.
Yep, and you
and
named your price. And
I still have a Shell radio that's sitting for $1 million. Nobody's ever $1,000,000 bells. Nobody's ever bought.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird.
I really wanted to get rich off that thing, but didn't really happen. So
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Could be some fun ideas there.
yeah, I want a reason to dig fossils, and it sounds like there's one coming, but we don't know what that is. So spoilers. I'm excited, honestly. But moving right along, I thought about like we've had the bug tournament, right, and the fishing tournament, and what if we did something either weekly or monthly that wasn't necessarily a tournament, but you were going for like trying to catch the biggest tarantula or trying to catch the biggest fish, and you could see what everybody else on your friends list was doing, and you were competing that way. And it's not necessarily, maybe there's a prize for your friends list, or maybe there's, I don't know what that would be, but what do you think,
Just
Jen?
bragging rights.
Well, bragging rights for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm big on bragging rights. But when I saw that, your idea of that, I thought that was hilarious because it kind of reminded me of what Fortnite just did with the fish. And so anytime I catch a fish, then I'm like, haha, I caught a bigger fish than Jash.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and even if you play Pocket Camp, they have little events where you have to catch a certain amount of bugs or fish or whatever the item is at the time. And then as you reach a certain goal, you get an item. And so, as you catch 20, they have an item for you, and then you advance forward. And once you hit 30, you get something else. And so I don't know, that might be something too that.
And they could tie this into, like, I have Siege is on my island right now.
Yeah.
Right. And so he could say like, hey, Belle and Jen caught this bug, which is available right now, or a fish.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, Belle caught this size and Jen caught this size. Can you best them or
Yeah.
whatever. And then that's going to give me a reason to go fishing again.
Definitely.
Because maybe there is some kind of, a friend leaderboard, or just
It could be posted on your board, your message board even.
Yeah.
Like for the week.
Right.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And but it gives me a reason to go fishing because I want to spend time fishing in this game. That's one of my favorite things to do. But I don't feel like it's like when I look at my island right now and it's kind of a mess and I don't even have an incline, leave me alone. I'm like, I want to fish with a purpose.
Yeah.
And maybe if you were in the top for the whole month, they would send out like send you some kind of like rare item.
Mm-hmm.
So it really did encourage you
Yeah, for sure.
to participate. And it would be tricky because everybody's friends list would be different. So they would have to just pick like randomly pick, like you're competing against these 5 people or whatever. So everybody had an X amount of number to compete with. That,
Yeah, I see.
I don't know exactly how it would work, honestly, but I want to see them come up with, and again, if it was just friends list and everybody's just going for the biggest shark or the biggest, like, it just gives me a reason to get out. I know sharks aren't available right now, so it'd have to be a monthly fish.
Yeah.
But maybe there's 3 different ones that they're like, hey, the salmon, maybe the from each location, the sea, the rivers, and the ponds.
Yeah.
And you pull the biggest fish from each of those, and then,
Yeah.
just a reason to keep going. I saw somebody on Reddit put just a little side note. They did like a mock-up that showed a health bar for each of your items. So like if your net was on its last hit,
Right.
you would know that you need to go
Yes, I think that would be great.
and customize it, and then it would it makes it new again.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a good.
It would be
thing.
nice. So yeah, but then the last thing that I have on the list here, and we may come up with some more on the fly, but some kind of event with the islands. I want more of a reason to go to the islands than just
Yeah.
the to go hunt for dreamies. So
Right.
and so in New Leaf, when you walked with your DS, you were given these coins that you could spend in Nook's Cranny for fortune cookies. And fortune cookies gave you rare items that were mostly Nintendo themed. Mario Kart, Mario, the fire fireballs and green pipes and a piranha plant. There was all kinds of really cool stuff that I really, really loved. And give me hidden treasure on 2 islands a day that makes me want to get up, go to my island, and see what I'm going to dig up.
Well, even that would keep you digging those fossil spots because you don't know if it's going to be a fossil or the treasure.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And so, and maybe it's a golden fossil. Maybe that's what you take to Blathers And then he's like, yeah, what were you thinking, Belle?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like if your fossils could then turn golden, like you can have some golden ones, and then you have to put those golden ones together, and it keeps you going and sort of like a tier system.
Yeah. Well, like right now, all of ours is just that first tier. Yeah. So then you got to upgrade them, kind of a silver, bronze, and gold.
And then maybe, and see, for me, what would be more rewarding, because I don't like stuff. Like, so if I got the piranha plant, I'm just going to be like, and sell it or give it to someone else or whatever. But if they took something and they said, hey, your museum, after you've completed like the silver series and then, gold or whatever, gets to have this special kind of upgrade that you could do to it if you wanted to, that would give me incentive to keep going. Because after a while, I might just be like, I just don't really want these, Nintendo ring things that I'm not going to do anything with and I'm not going to put in my house.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and what they did in New Leaf is your museum would expand to a point that it had like 6 or 8 rooms that you could decorate the way you want. And so you could, if somebody was like, well, these are the rare items that I can't reorder and I don't want to just keep them in storage, you could decorate and design little rooms to, this is the little Mario room, and this is the Zelda room, and this is the fairy room, and this is my Easter egg room because I still have all those things. And, and so it's another area that you could then decorate and showcase those rare items that maybe, some people don't have yet because you were able to do something within this tier system, or, I think there was, I don't know, I want to say there was like 50 some odd items and they added a few more. I don't even think I have them all yet since they added some more at an update. And, it sometimes you would get duplicates, you didn't know what the fortune cookie was going to have. And so it may take you a year to get 50 rare items because your islands might have duplicates,
Right.
But that's the fun of it.
If you got to go to the different islands and travel there, because I don't go anymore. Most of my residents I typically keep. So I have no real reason to go there anymore. But like if you were saying too, and you went there and you could have 2 potential rare gifts that they give you. And if like the museum was expanded, either they could, those items could be items that have to go towards, like, let's just kind of say like an antique shop part of the museum or something, and you put those there, and then those kind of like you do with the artwork, and then that would give me more incentive to want to go there and get those and fill those up. Or they can even do it sort of like the Zelda game that came out, and you get, let's say, a Yoshi egg, and then someone needs or wants a Yoshi egg, and you give it to them, and then they give you another item, and then it just kind of progresses gameplay, sort of like a little, I don't know, because I like games inside of games.
Right. It kind of makes me think of like some sort of flea market thing. Kind of puts all these ideas together.
Slash scavenger hunt.
Right? Like something we could all collect and contribute towards, but a way to gain new items from other people if you want. Or
well, yeah, and having that area where we could sell items could help, because that was one of the things with Pocket Camp. It was like, oh, I don't have any squid right now, and then you check your little Nook shopping thing, and it was like, oh, Jen's got 4 squids for sale. Sweet, I can buy those now. I have them. I don't have to go look for them.
Right.
And it just adds to the whole community, the community aspect of it, and that's what this game. I mean, this game thrives on that, right? There's going to be people having Thanksgiving through this game on Thursday.
Well, and I think that is another thing, worth mentioning is, things don't seem to be getting better very quickly, if not getting worse. And so I think we're going to continue to see a lot more need for community through this game, and, I don't know, it might be fun just to make up some games, use the timer they give you, and just kind of use your imagination. Even if they don't give us some of these things, like I foresee us spending more time with groups of people, like you said.
Yeah.
I would really like to do that, is start getting the people that we know, and that maybe you come and you're a part of our community for a little bit, and then you kind of establish yourself, and then you come to the island and we do different things. Like, because I would really like to start doing stuff on my island.
Yeah.
And just stuff like we were just saying, like with the fossil things and hiding them around. Or I'd really love to have the maximum people over too. And we have a competition like what I did before, where you had the timer and whoever caught the biggest fish within that time, like you all kind of convene after the timer goes off and you show off your fish, and whoever has the biggest one just gets sort of bragging rights.
Yeah.
I would really like to start doing stuff like that.
I'd be game.
Yeah.
sure.
It could even be, I mean, if everybody had 10 pieces of bait and you just, you know, here's the timer, who can catch the most fish? Like you're going to, wherever you end up running to, you may end up getting, but I mean, it could get fierce because you could run by people and keep them from catching
scare
their
the fish
Yeah.
away.
like,
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you would do.
But I think, so this has got me thinking too about bells, right? And
Yes.
there is an incentive for getting the maximum number. You get like some kind of an item. I don't even know what it is in this game. It used to be like a tissue box or something,
Right.
like in the last games, or a model of some
And a
kind.
piggy bank.
Yeah, piggy bank. But give me an item in this game that costs 10 million bells or 25 million bells. Give me something that I have to keep collecting bugs and fish for. Like, make it out of reach. Make it something that rewards the people that have 600 hours in this game.
I know. And I think
Right.
that it used to be the crown. You
Yeah.
know, because the crown was 1,000,000 bells, but I feel like in this game, 1,000,000 bells isn't
Well,
that much.
but that's because the community got together and did the turnips, right?
Correct.
There was so much community involvement, but then that died, and now there's no reason for it. But it was so fun. I mean, every conversation in Discord when this game came out was,
Yeah.
"What's everyone's turnip prices? My gate's open. Hurry and get, you know, come
Well-
sell at my island." You know.
When they first started the game, this was my first time to play it. So I really did not like the way that the game was set up, because I'm really used to games where you have a day within 20 minutes or something like that.
Mhm.
And then it just kind of goes on. And this was like real life. Okay, we're going to do a full day here. And things took a while. Like you couldn't just get your shop the very next day, or, you know, whatever. It was an extended period of time. But now that we've come together as a community and everyone has all these bells and they have all these items and all these clothes, fish and fossils, because then, you know, somebody else could get the fossils on their island and then just kind of give them away, or the DIYs. Even though that was great, I could see how that has hindered us, because at the same time, now we kind of don't really have that drive to go for those things that I think Nintendo originally had it set up for, kind of keep us going and keep us wanting to do those things for quite a while.
Right.
And since they've updated the game, because you could duplicate items for a while, and a lot of people took advantage of that, and so it was like, well, you know, there are some things that like you really have to work towards, like the robot model or whatever, to try to find the 30 rusted, you know,
From Gulliver.
from Gulliver, like
Yeah,
his cell phone parts.
parts.
Yeah, so you have to collect them and then not give them to him, so that
Right.
you can collect 30 of them. I mean, that takes a while, you know. And that's so sad, is it?
So sad.
Well, because you also want to
Will not
collect
ever
from
not
him,
give him his
too.
rusted parts.
Yeah, and so like now that they have that fixed, I would love to see Nook have like I mean, for me, it would be like the NES, and it costs 30 million bells to be able to buy this thing. And that's going to give me a reason to play the stock market, to,
Yeah.
you know, and then maybe you have a year to do it. And then after
Gone.
that year, it's gone.
Yeah. That's
So
cool.
you have to work for it. And then they do a Super Nintendo or the
Right.
GameCube, or, you know, just something that's like, dangle that carrot for me.
Yeah.
Right? Like dangle that carrot for me. I want to see some really cool reasons to fish. And Jen is just smiling at Raymond as he's walking around right now.
He's so cute.
See, where I think they might be more successful, though, is because what worries me every time we say an item is that somebody could just, like, Jen get stuff off the black market, And,
Whoa.
and so she's never really having to go. I keep throwing you under the bus.
Yeah.
Maybe the other way around. There's no maybe about it. But anyways, so maybe Belle, has a way of getting stuff. And so with the GameCube, it does nothing for me. So it still doesn't give me incentive to do something. But if they made it something that we could not achieve by, anyone in the black market or other generous people who are out there, like let's say reactions or something like that no one could harvest in any sort of way, and then you would kind of know, oh, okay, that's like a status. Because the only way you could get that is if you did X.
Mm-hmm.
That would get me going.
Are you going to talk about the statue?
Go ahead. Yeah.
And that was in
The first one.
Yeah, the very first GameCube game.
So they've already done this.
So, well, the first person to pay off their loan to Tom Nook got a statue of themselves.
A gold statue.
A gold statue. And so that was like, okay, well, that kind of stinks now because he got it before I did.
You got a silver one.
Yeah, silver, not gold.
Well.
But yeah, so that's so. And so I like what you're saying because, yeah, something that like a unique item on your island, such as a statue or I don't know, but a certain landmark sort of thing, that would be really cool.
Well, and what would be great is if maybe it was you could take a custom design and turn it into a statue, make it 3-dimensional, like, but yeah, even a statue. That's like, that was such a race for us.
Yes, it was.
It was like, it's my turn. Let me play, I think it was to the point that once I got mine, she's like, I'm starting my own island. Get me another memory card.
Yeah. I mean, that was when we had to share a system and take turns. The old days.
But that was the competition was great, because then now somebody comes over and they're like, oh, you already have the gold statue? Like, yeah, I played a ton of the stock market and I've been catching red snappers like crazy and, saving up fish for Siege. And like, there's some very small things that they could incorporate into this game to really, really dangle that carrot and get people.
Well, what about in the meantime? If it's just an idea, just throwing it out there, but because you also have people who maybe don't have a lot of friends, they don't really have like a big community or something like that. So what if people came over and they joined our Animal Crossing community, and then we got together, and we can do it on my island. If somebody tears up some of my stuff, I'll just pick them up. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. Totally. And we could just play sort of different games or different like fashion shows or different stuff like that, and we could have like a leaderboard on Animal Crossing and sort of out of our bragging rights there. In the meantime.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I love it. And you mentioned fashion show. I miss doing that. I talked about it in older shows and haven't had one in a while, but those are a lot of fun ways, fun things to do and get people together too.
Well, yeah.
Look, Josh is even.
I know.
His gang.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
We might have competition here.
I'm just trying to make sure you ladies fall in love with me in Animal Crossing. That's all. That's my goal here. I was like, how can I look as... I got the messy rocker hair with the nice the 5 o'clock shadow beard, the pointy shoes.
Yeah.
I don't know about the sweater. I'm not sure. Like maybe I drive a Jetta and play a little tennis. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe you date a Belle. That's why you gotta ditch the sweater.
Ditch the sweater.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, even that was kind of like, honestly, I wore the same clothes for the longest time, and I'm like, wow, it's actually kind of fun to change the clothes. Jen gets up every morning. She used to get up every morning, and she's like standing in front of the mirror doing all the different poses, like, oh, look at me, look what I'm wearing, look at this dress, look at my fancy hat. I'm like, just give me my Nintendo clothes.
I know.
I'm good.
I still change my clothes every single time. I don't put pajamas on every night like I used to. I did let that go, but I do change my clothes every day.
Yeah, I was running around in my no pants samurai for a little while.
I have a question for you, Jen. When did that change? Do you kind of know when that changed?
I think when I stopped playing 12 hours a day.
Because I used to do the exact same thing. I even wanted to buy pajamas for me
Yeah.
in real life that match the ones
Oh,
that I
cute.
put on every single night. But that stopped for me whenever the dream stuff came, because I just didn't even want to, like I told y'all before, I didn't even want to get near the bed. I'm just like, no, girlfriend, I need my privacy.
Yeah. No, I think, it stopped for me sooner than that just because I was playing it so much at the beginning that I would play it all the way up till bedtime and so now I don't find myself playing it at night all the time. So, because I'm not going to put my pajamas on in the middle of the day, So I guess that's probably what happened.
Makes sense. It makes sense. Last question for you guys. What did you think, Jen, what did you think of Tom Nook charging $500,000 for 800 spots?
My initial reaction was like, are you kidding me? Like, what? So I wasn't expecting him to charge me. I should have known.
Girlfriend.
I know, I
Girlfriend.
should have known.
He's Tom Crook.
See, and it's so funny because I know so many people call him that, and I guess he really is, but I love Nook. Like, I have a warm, soft spot for him in my heart. Like, I love him. And so it's just funny to me because I don't hate on him. And so I was just, like, offended almost that, like, what? You're not just going to gift this to me? Like, I thought we were friends.
No. See, when I, like I said again and again, this is my first one to play. And when I first met him and I came to my island, I was like, this is the bad guy. He is going to end up turning on me. He's going to do something.
Oh my
I'm dead serious. I am dead serious. I was waiting for the plot to drop at some point, and I'm just like, I do not trust this guy.
Oh,
The trash panda. You didn't trust him.
Funny.
I didn't trust him at all.
But see, he's always been there to, like, help you, like...
Girlfriend, he makes you do all the work. You've got to pay him all the money.
I just remember turning on the GameCube and having, like... I'm like, I have no way to pay for anything. And he's like, here, let me give you a job. And I'll even give you an outfit to wear. And I'm like, oh. And then he told me what to do. And it just all, like... Because I didn't know. I'd never played
the and you're like,
well, he explained the game to me and how I could, like, make money. And I don't know. He was very helpful. I don't know.
Well, in this one, it seems like he's like, okay, here's some money, but you owe me, like, 27% interest.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I don't want your money.
There's no interest. He's a nice guy. There's no interest on his loans.
But again, I think, too, people want to hate on him and say he's so mean, but doesn't it give you more of a reason to keep playing? Like, if you need to pay off that loan, then you're going to keep fishing or whatever,
No, that part I do like. I do like doing stuff like that. Like I said, like the whole tier system.
Yeah.
There has got to be other people out there that think the same way, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I liked that it was 500 and a 500K up front, because that means you had to have paid off your basement, which a lot of people are like,
which a lot of people, yeah.
They didn't pay it off. They're like, what's the purpose?
Right.
Right.
Which, I mean, yeah. That's
because I've played the game for so long. I'm like, of course I'm going to pay off my basement. Like, that's just what
just know.
I want to have everything paid off. That's part of that's like beating the game.
I think the thing that annoyed me too was that then I had to wait a whole day. Like, it didn't happen till the next day. I'm like, are you kidding me? You just made me give you 500,000 bells and I have to wait until tomorrow?
Of course.
What? But I'm happy all in all because
you're already full, but you're happy.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, not yet, but it will happen. I know it will happen.
Yeah.
Well, before I even went and saw him, I went to my ATM and I asked myself, I was like, how much does this guy want? And I pulled out exactly $500,000.
That's
This should do it. And then I walked in, he was like, $5,000, please. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, right. He was like, or you could just be the bell. Bell.
I'm so gonna say something there. I'm so gonna say something.
He was like, you ready for that plot twist?
Not fair.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, this has been so fun. We do want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody that celebrates Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And hope you have a fantastic week with family over Zoom or however you have to do it, and or through Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Try to make the most of it. Jen, where can people find you and follow you if they want?
You can find me at N64Jen or at Animal Crosser Jen for Animal Crossing.
Tell us about some of the DIYs you've been crafting in real life.
In real life?
Yeah,
You're going to have to remind
your earrings
me.
and your.
Oh.
Tell us about it real quick. Where can we find it?
Oh, yeah. Jen Schmidt Design Co. I've been making earrings and pet bandanas and hair scrunchies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working hard lately.
Super cute.
Aw.
Super cute.
You've been looking like Sable.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I really just want to get a job at the Able Sisters.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like earn my way in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hoping I get a product line there.
So it's
I'm one of the sisters.
Etsy.com.
Yeah, Jen Schmidt Design Co.
There we go.
Etsy.com.
.etsy.com. There we go. Cool. Belle, where can people find you or chat with you or whatever?
In Discord, but I will probably answer better if it's in the Animal Crossing Discord. We could just meet up there and talk about things. It doesn't always have to be Animal Crossing, but in the Discord.
Okay, cool. And then Sunday, the tours.
Yes.
Yeah. This Sunday, we're going to be doing tours. So go to the Discord. I'm going to put up a sign-up sheet. n64josh.com/Discord. I will have a sign-up sheet that people can sign up. And we're going to jump on Twitch on Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern. And we'll just go down that list and visit people's islands for the November tours. So if you've got a fairy garden or mushroom stuff or a nice little fall area or whatever that you want to show off, we'll be doing those tours. And if you can't make it and you miss it, they will be up on YouTube. So that'll be Sunday. So make sure to jump in the Discord and sign up. I'll get that up there tomorrow. So
Yeah, I'm excited.
you guys can follow me everywhere at N64Josh. And I do stream on Twitch. We play Mario Kart on Mondays and Fridays at 6 if you guys want to come race. Sometimes these ladies take over and take over voice chat and harass me the whole time while we race.
What?
And yeah, my favorite comment in chat last night was like, "How are you talking so calmly while you race and I'm fighting for my life right now?"
That's awesome.
So it was a pretty good time. But we appreciate you guys listening so much. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.
Bye.